as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, hey, hey.
Welcome back to Marbella now. My name is Nicole King, and as I'm starting off the program not at home, I thought I'd better keep my mask on under these new conditions. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago we're here at the MARBELLA Football Academy, and we've come back this time because we want to check out what it's all about, this golden boot. Apparently it's only the maximum goalie, I think, in the World Cup that actually gets this honour, so very rare to have one actually here in Marbella, well, specifically San Pedro de Alcántara. Okay, let's go catch up with what's going on the field.
Let the music get to your heart. Let it set you on your way. No time to hesitate. We are all the same. So much
A surprise visitor is here today at the Marbella Football Academy. None other than Vicente del Bosque, who was the coach of Real Madrid, I think from 2008 to 2016.
worth your time. We are at we are at we are at one. Let the feeling into your soul. Let it set you on your way. No need to hesitate. Time to make a change. There'll be no trouble tearing us apart. Brothers, sisters, one beating heart. We can change if we try. Just believe it's worth your time. We are at we are at we are at we are at one. We are at 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 we are we are at one. We are at one.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted, you've been out of shape, and you feel like you've missed it. You dropped out the race, and as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way.
Get the perfect shot. And this is the golden boot, no less. Very cool. Right here in the Marbella Football Academy.
Life sways, shifted, falls in place, and you feel like you lifted.
Enjoying their moment, chatting with Vicente.
But it's time.
Quite a reference, obviously, in football, Spanish football particularly.
You know it's gonna go your way.
The kids waiting patiently for their lunch.
It's a brand new day.
Thinking about that lunch, kids are excited because here is the pizza. How cool. And more pizza for the kids. And obviously a big deal for the kids also to be photographed with this golden boots.
Put it in motion, crossing that ocean. Putting those hours in, climbing that mountain. Hey, hey.
Judy likes to consider herself a clever young woman, which is why she thought very carefully before choosing her insurance company. Now that she needs it, she's jolly glad she chose Linear Director, as it looks as if she might have something better to do. Why don't you be clever, like Judy? Call Linear Director on 952 14 78 34 and see which policy is best for you.
When I'm the designated driver, I think it's only fair that I get to choose a zero-hero venue that rewards me with free soft drinks. My friends all get to choose and booze, and they feel safe going home with me. Make sure that you get your reward for being the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to?
Hello guys, welcome to Harbor. All the designated drivers are welcome here to the Harbor. And we are very proud to be a zero hero partner.
Now I'm popping over to see James Wheeler. Not only does he do home visits as a sports and massage physiotherapist, you can actually go and visit him in his home too if you don't want to have them come to your house, you want to go away for the kids, for example. Having just come from the Marbella Football Academy and meeting Vicente del Bosque and seeing all kids playing, how appropriate to now be with James Wheeler. He's a sports and massage physiotherapist, and being sports a thing that really is your thing because you are a footballer, a football teacher and a rugby teacher. I mean, you've got a whole thing going there, James.
Just sports in general, yeah. I
So-
love all sports in general.
You grew up with your dad's a football coach. Tell us a bit about your history, because it really is, your whole thing is sports and you grew up in that environment.
Exactly. So my dad, he's a UEFA A licensed football coach. That means that when I was a kid, I was, fortunate enough, privileged enough to be able to play with some of the best kids in the best academies all around the world, or all around England anyway. And it was just fantastic. But because my dad's always been an athlete and he's always been sporty and flexible and things like that, he's always encouraged me to pursue other sports. And when it finally came to getting my degree, I chose sports basically. So my degree, my bachelor's degree, is in sports and exercise performance and sports rehabilitation. The sports rehabilitation side of it is the career that I'm pursuing now. But the sports and exercise performance, it really just gives me a holistic understanding of how athletes and sports and injuries and anything to do with sports works really. When I say holistic, I mean down to the nutrition, down to the coaching, down to the psychological, down to it's just every factor that can be associated with sports really.
It really is fascinating. I know that just watching yesterday on The Big Bang, and it was so funny because one of them really had a serious sports injury just from playing on the Wii Fit, and got hurt himself like in fake skiing. It really is easy actually to pull a tendon or muscle.
Your muscles run in fibers like this, and a knot is where they just get knotted up. A strain is where they become very, very, very tight. But knots and strains can occur from simply sneezing in the wrong way. If you're looking one way and you decide to sneeze, and all of a sudden you get you lock a muscle or twitch like so. Again, like I'm going back to my demonstration. In all of your muscle fibers, you've got nerves that run in each of these things, and when that muscle gets tight, that's when it presses on the nerve. But like you say, it can be from bending over and picking something up incorrectly, or sneezing, or if you're driving on the car and you see something on the side of the road and you turn your head too fast and you get a lock in your neck there, things like that. But that's what I can do. I can fix those sorts of things.
When those things happen, most of us, I think, oh, I should put hot on it, or I should put cold on it. What's the right one? Are we meant to put a warm something, or we put an ice pack?
It depends. For swelling, if it's an actual injury where you've had like a blunt force trauma to like a leg or a joint or something like that, and there's going to be a swelling or a bruise, then you want cold. But if you've got a problem with the muscle in your neck or your back, if after a long car journey, if your back's giving you troubles or something like that, then heat will allow your muscle just to rest a little bit easier, so your muscles can relax, go back into the normal position.
I know that some of your clients, the ones who play regular sports, whether it's golf or football, tennis, paddle, they come regularly. Is it because if you keep those muscles relaxed? What are the benefits of having a regular visit to a sports therapist if you are an active sports person?
Well, so if you're serious about sports, and you can probably put both people into those who are not that serious about sports and those who are very serious about sports. I mean, for example, if you just want to keep fit and keep active a little bit, as opposed to those who play competitively. But the best thing is to prevent injuries. It's to keep supple and nimble and flexible, and just to prevent any complications or any problems that can occur.
Obviously, age influences a lot on how one would be treated. Young muscles are much more withstanding than older muscles. Therefore, obviously, it's very important to adapt to the different age groups and what have you, I suppose.
I do agree with that. Age is definitely a factor, especially when it comes to the body. The cells only regenerate a certain amount of times in one's life. But when it comes down to muscles, I think muscles are more... I use this analogy when I'm talking to my clients and things like that. I say if you find an elastic band on the floor, and it's been there for 2 or 3 years, living a sedentary life, never been stretched or anything like that, that's what I would compare your muscles to. If you do zero exercise and you try to stretch that elastic band, the chances are it will just break immediately.
I'm that elastic band,
Well, that's what, if you're flexible, that's a good thing.
I think it's one that's been on the floor for a while.
But there's no reason that you can't keep the flexibility within the muscles. I mean, let me give you another example as well. You used age, like the older people. When you're talking about kids, a lot of kids get growing pains. That's because the skeleton, which provides the support, the bones and things like that, that actually grows. That will grow, but the muscles don't grow. So when the bones are growing, the muscle is forced to elongate. And if you imagine, now we'll go back to the elastic bands, if you imagine an elastic band pulled with a lot of tension and you cling it, it's like a guitar string, it's very taut, but the chances are it can tear easier. And I say growing pains, but more like for kids and things like that, but men stop growing when they're 21 and women stop growing anywhere between 19 and 20 as well. So this can happen all the way up into your late teens, early adulthood. But if you keep that elastic band strong and flexible and you keep your muscles strong and flexible, there's no reason that you can't be 70 years old and still be extremely flexible.
And then, of course, there are those massages just to relax and feel good.
Just to relax and feel good as well. If you've had a hard day, and you know, I get a lot of people who say, "Oh, I've just got a problem in here or a problem in there." This could be down to a number of things. It could be sleeping funny, or driving your car incorrectly, or sitting on the sofa, you know, with a bad posture, or just having a bad posture in general. But things like that, I can certainly get out a lot of the stress and a lot of the pain. But I promise you, from a very tight position, you'll be a lot more relaxed. And 2 or 3 days afterwards, you'll feel the benefits of it. And then the week after that, you'll have more energy. You'll feel like a different person.
But it's important, obviously, to get through to the muscles to release them, and then everything can just...
Exactly. I mean, now you're talking about circulation as well, but it definitely helps. I mean, it promotes the blood flow. It just promotes everything. You know, more like healthier blood flow means more oxygen in the muscles, and more oxygen in the muscles means the more flexible they'll be, and the less likely they are to be injured and things like that.
There are a lot of people who suffer from bad circulation, so that again is another important indication to maybe just go and have a few more massages.
Exactly, and yeah, a massage is definitely on the list of recommendations if you have bad circulation in your legs or in your arms or just anywhere in your body, basically. But again, the other thing that I would suggest for circulation is just water. Just drink lots of water. It promotes the plasma in your blood, and that will in turn promote the blood flow as well.
Another great thing, James, is that you visit people's homes to give a massage, so you don't have to, when you're feeling all relaxed and wonderful, you don't have to then get up and drive home.
Exactly. So this was a convenience sort of thing in my business plan. I've got the bed. I had a few opportunities to go into salas and other places like that, but I thought the home appointments would make it a lot more convenient for everyone. And the people that my current clients that I do have, they prefer this. I set up in one of their spare bedrooms or in their lounge or on the terrace if they prefer. And it just makes it a lot more convenient for everyone. And that way they don't have to work around my schedule, and I just work around their schedule, and it just makes it a lot more easy.
Well, congratulations, because I know that it's a tough times for everybody, and you're not just sitting there doing nothing, you're getting on with it, and so I'm very proud of you.
The quarantine and the lockdown, it was hard, but like I say, after when we were allowed to leave the house and go to people's homes, I saw this as an opportunity, obviously wearing my mask and taking all the necessary precautions, but it's working really well so far.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, James. I look forward to catching up with you again soon, but lots of useful information, tips and advice. Thank you.
You very much, Nicole. It's been a pleasure.
It's nice to see our youngsters making the most of a really challenging situation. Really nice also to get a chance to see Vicente del Bosque giving his input and experience and advice to the youngsters of our community.